is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Sponsored by a live credit union.
Yeah, Fleet and Footy. We'll come back to this later, Hamby. There we go. Here we are. Jumping the gun a little bit about some of our content for the show here today. Stuart Weber, along with Llerandi, set to bring you all the topics, including some MLS transfer news. But I think we get to that much later in the show. Lewis, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. It's a little chilly here in Duval County today, so gonna warm up a little bit during the course of the show. But I'm excited. I'm also excited to wear this hat for the first time on the show. Section 904 hat.
Okay.
I'm excited for the 2025 version, but I do love this one, the 904. It's simple. It's clean.
Little anchor on there.
Yeah, I always like showing off the merch. We got these in stock, too, on the store.
Especially on your cold days like today.
Exactly. Nice and cozy. So I'm excited. I'm ready. We got a lot of stuff to talk about from all over the United States, all over the world, really. And the weird soccer story of the week, always funny. The video this week to go along with it is hilarious. So
it's something. I was just thinking about, you think we'll get copyrighted on that one?
No, because it's from India's YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, India Football, at India Football. I'll give them the shout out.
That doesn't help. You shouting it out now doesn't mean that we're not going to get a ding against us.
I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Yeah, we got some heated topics that we're certainly going to get into as well. You and I have some discussions to have here a little bit later on. But yeah, we're talking all things soccer, both globally and locally when it comes to the Jacksonville Armada and an exciting spring ahead. You guys, you just released the schedule here yesterday afternoon, the official spring schedule for the MLS Next boys, the under 16s, 17s, and 19s, as they get set to get back on the field. They've had a nice, month and a half off or so. Of course, the great trip out west for the Fest, and then a couple other final games to wrap up the fall/winter, and now the spring. It's funny to call it the spring schedule when it starts in January.
Yeah, fall, spring.
Is it just fall and spring?
It's just fall and spring.
We just ignore winter and summer.
Well, NASL in the back of the day used to be summer, winter, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe spring, winter. They always had that cutoff in the middle of the season, so the season was split.
I feel like that was spring and fall too.
Really?
Almost. I don't remember it being called winter.
Winter?
I don't know if there's ever a winter session, but here you have it up on the screen.
All these home games that you see on the screen, the verses, will be at Patton Park. Those apps are the away. So if you guys do want to come out and watch these young players who potentially will be on the U23 squad, we heard from Tommy Krzanovich. We don't know which ones, but we know that they like to appear throughout the season. Got a couple games in here just to shout out. The first game, as you can see, that first weekend, we go down to Fort Lauderdale to play Inter Miami. So that's always an exciting big match.
And the Miami Football Academy rush.
Well, that's the first time we played them this season.
Don't forget Miami Football Academy rush.
I know you love those long-winded names.
I like some of the names on here. Some of them entertain me. There's also a Florida Rush Soccer Club.
There's so many rushes. There's rushes all over the nation, from coast to coast. Are they
affiliated with each other in any way?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
In some kind of a way.
All right.
There's a lot of rushes.
They all
I do know that.
Rush together, I guess.
Obviously, you can see Orlando City on there.
Mm-hmm.
Inter Miami once again on there later in the season away. But
no home game against Weston in the spring.
No home game against Weston. And obviously, let's talk about Weston a lot because they are main rival in that standing. So some of these games are those flex games that we talked about that go towards that table. And some of these are regular league games. So we'll definitely be checking in on those standings as we get closer to the tournament so I can clue everyone in on how our progress is going.
You're going to have to keep us posted on this, Lou.
Well, I will be there most likely if we do end up going. So
that's good.
Maybe we'll have another
work for the team. You should be
another
there,
airport in flight.
Oh, where was this one at?
I think this one's in Maryland.
Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay, rack up those frequent flyer miles, Lou.
It's good.
You have programs for all the airlines? Frequent flyer miles?
No.
Any of them?
No.
How old are you?
23.
Come on, man. It's time. All right. I've already given you one homework item for next week.
We got some interviews.
Get some interviews. We'll get into that next week. I have another one for you.
Tell me.
Okay. I need you to go and sign up for the rewards program for all of the major airlines in the United States. Just get an account set up. They're all free.
All right.
And this is how you start to earn miles and use them towards the future.
Well, luckily.
Do you need me to list off the major airlines for you?
No, I got them.
Which ones?
There's only a few that fly out of Jacksonville.
Which ones are you going to do? Which ones are you going to do?
Delta.
Okay.
American.
Yeah.
Southwest.
Okay.
What else you want? I'll go lower. I go Spirit.
No. You don't fly Spirit. Just unless they want to sponsor the show.
Exactly.
Don't fly Spirit. United's another one you want to get on there.
There you go.
And JetBlue. Give me those 5.
Okay.
I need you to sign up for those 5.
Send you some screenshots.
I don't need screenshots. I'll trust you. I believe you. I'm just trying to set you up for future success in your life.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
At 23, it's time.
I need to start adulting. I need to.
This is an adult process, especially if you're gonna, take advantage of credit card points and be able to get your life going in the right direction.
Exactly. No, I agree.
Airline points are important.
I agree with you, Stuart.
Now, if you want to stick with one, that's even better, right? If you find one airline that you like, you stick with it, you go with it. Mm-hmm. It's a great idea. But sometimes you have to fly on other airlines, so it's important to have all of them set up so you can just pop in your member number and earn points based on what you're doing. Okay?
Shout out Southwest. We had a great flight over to Indio.
But you didn't get any points for it.
No, but it's on the Armada's bill. Luckily, the Armada
it can still be on their bill,
and I get the frequent flyer,
and you get the frequent flyer points.
So maybe this makes sense
because you attach you're logging into it on your app to get the ticket, right?
We got all our boarding passes printed. It was really smooth. Corbin Lowe made it really easy. We had, what do we have? I told you, 45 people.
That's fine, people? But you're one of the adults, so you need to get it on the app, on a digital, and add it so you get points.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
I digress.
I know you're a frequent flyer.
You won't fly to any of these games on this schedule that we're looking at.
No, these are all drivable.
They're all in the state of Florida. But first home game, I do want to point that out, January 25th against Athletum FC Academy.
Down in Hialeah.
Good one. And then in February, a couple home games as well, South Florida FA Charger Soccer Club, and then Miami Football Academy Rush. So as Lou was saying, all the home games as designated with the verses as opposed to an at, as one would expect.
Just in case. I let the people know.
Just in case, let them know. All those home games at Patton Park. You can go and check them out. And usually these are all 3 games, right?
Yes. There's a U16, U17, a U19 game, and we'll update those times accordingly. But usually MLS Next on their website has the times updated. So if you are curious, go on and check that out.
All right. So you were telling me you just posted a new video on TikTok.
This one was on Instagram. Yeah, this is on Instagram.
Social media. You posted it on social media, and it got some good love.
Yeah, it got some good love. It was a little throwback vid to India. There's some great views in the background of this. Diego of HMSK Content, that out. Always makes us look good in those black uniforms.
I'm waiting on mine.
I love them.
Still waiting on mine, Lou.
So
I'll wear it next show if you bring it in.
Okay, all right. Then that might have to happen.
Let's get that done. Corbin, if you're listening.
These were showcased.
Need a large. Don't try bringing a medium to me like you did the other day with that jacket. Medium's not going to work in soccer land for Stuart. Just saying.
The U17s played showcase games over there in California, and they'll be playing some more here this weekend. So as you saw, that MLS Next schedule doesn't start until 2 weekends from now. This weekend, the U17, 16s, and 19 squads will be showcasing their skills in front of some coaches at the Kumar King Cup at Patton Park. Coaches from JU, UNF, Flagler, lots of local Florida in-state. But, I love to see a roster, especially a college roster with local guys. So that's always exciting to show their talents in front of some scouts, some new people, and see how they fare.
By the way, Lou, if you could take a look in the chat right here, Gabs also waiting on that jersey. Jason chiming in that the black kits are the best Armada kits ever made. I gotta say, it's a pretty good one now.
I can't reveal.
It's sharp.
I can't reveal too much on the future of jerseys, but I think you guys will be fairly pleased in the chat about what 2025 will look like for the summer. So.
Okay.
And what will be available
Now, are the MLS Next jerseys that the youth teams are wearing, are those available yet on the store? Can we make that happen?
Those are not, but That's kind of what I'm referring to. So maybe you'll see them debut on the pitch in 2025 once again.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
We'll see how that goes. But uniforms, always an exciting topic. We love talking about that.
Well, we love talking about the uniforms, without a doubt. That's why we do it constantly, because it's it is the way that you represent your club and you show out for the people and let them know, this is what we look like. This is. You said there were lots of comments, by the way, on out west. People loved them.
People loved the black and gold kits, and I know that's what the boys were waiting. They kind of saved those kits for special games, so it's always fun to see when they throw those out there.
By the way, I didn't catch it on air in the chat, but I went back and looked at it. Sean Gibson also watching the show and chiming in. And Lou, you can tie Lyft to Delta miles. Fun fact, you actually can't anymore.
Whoa.
Because Delta just dropped Lyft and they're picking up Uber.
Oh, okay.
They've decided to make the swap. Sean, I've been along with that same thing forever now, because it also ties into my credit card where I get bonus points for using Lyft. So now I don't know which one I'm going to. Well, I'll use which one makes more sense for me at that time. But also a great idea. You tie in those accounts together, Delta and now Uber, because they're making that change, and you get the points. Just the points add up, man.
Well, then.
And then you use them to pay for your trips and your flights and your hotels.
I'm getting on it. As soon as the show ends.
All right.
3 p.m.
I got a referral code for a credit card you can use if you need it. Got you covered there, buddy. But shout out to Sean, Gabs, Jason, everybody chiming in the chat. Keep chiming in, by the way, and we'll keep referencing it as we kind of go through some of these big topics here throughout the day when we talk about not just the Armada and a lot of global soccer. We're going to get into the global soccer a little bit later on in the show, talking about the top 5 leagues globally, a little midseason check-in for them, and the American players playing abroad. Some pretty big news with those guys as of late as well. Plus, we'll get into the Lionel Messi story too. You and I we'll have fun. We'll have fun talking about that. Before we go to break, I do want to talk real quickly about a little high school soccer. Things are heating up, not literally because it's cold outside. Mm-hmm. And man, soccer just gets the short end of the stick when it comes to what season you're playing in here in Florida. I know
it's a horrible thing. I remember having high school soccer practice during winter break.
I mean, unbelievable. This chilly winter. I'm being a little silly here because up north, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they deal with. They probably can't play outdoor sports too much in the winter, can they?
I'd imagine the season's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's got to be a little different.
It has to be.
But talking high school soccer, some big games coming up. 2 in Duval County tomorrow night to keep an eye on, both of them at 6 o'clock. It's the Gateway Conference Championship Finals. On the boys' side, it's going to be Wolfson at Mandarin. On the girls' side, Stanton at Fletcher. Those are the 2 Gateway Conference. If you don't know about the Gateway Conference, it's all the public schools in Duval County. They do bracket competitions, kind of like an FA Cup of sorts, right? They do that within every sport before the end of the regular season, kind of right before you get to district tournaments, and a good way to kind of crown a Duval County public school champ, which is pretty cool. And you'll see some high-level soccer if you go check out either of those games coming up. I know Wolfson won in a penalty kick shootout last night over Sandalwood, the boys team, and then the Stanton girls beat Atlantic Coast in a penalty kick shootout. So those are the 2 visiting teams tomorrow. They'll be at Mandarin, at Fletcher. And if you take a look at the statewide rankings in terms of high school soccer, that Mandarin boys team that'll be hosting the Gateway Conference Final, number 2 in the entire state in the Max Preps FHSAA rankings. So a lot of that goes into the seeding as we get to it a little bit later on. Oh, let me chime in the chat here. Jason, Section 904 and Riverside United at the Paxton girls game next Thursday. So go check out Paxton, Golden Eagles. They'll be at home. So next Thursday, Section 904 will be there.
And if you're in Nassau County, check out my alma mater tonight playing.
You got a big one tonight.
Against Yulee, the Battle of the Bridge.
Yulee, Fernandina Beach. Where is that one at?
It's in Fernandina. So
at Fernandina on the island.
It'll be a cold.
They say that right on the island.
It'll be a cold, windy one. Yeah, on the island.
Are you going to be there?
I might pop my head in there. Coach Pete Kovalik still coaches over there.
Okay.
So I like to see that district championship come back home to Fernandina. So yeah, Yulee always a bitter rival. So going to be a good game up there if you're in Nassau County.
All right, so there's one. But, so high school rankings, I mean, Mandarin's 8-0-2 this year on the boys' side. Creekside 9-1-2. Both of those teams ranked in the top 10 statewide. And then we've been talking about it. The girls' side is just unbelievable soccer being played in St. Johns County. Creekside, Ponte Vedra, Bartram Trail, all three of those teams in the top 6 of the overall state rankings at 10-0-1, 10-1-2, 9-1-3. So 3 really good teams, certainly to keep an eye on. And don't forget St. John's Country Day. They're 12th overall in the state. Make sure I'm not skipping anybody as I scroll through this. Those are your top-ranked teams kind of locally. And go check it out. Go support local high school soccer. We got some really good teams in our area, and they play a really high-level brand of soccer. So go check them out. You never know. You might be watching some future Armada men's and women's players out there on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. All right,
Future is bright.
That's a little high school recap. We're going to talk a little stadium coming up next. There were some developments there within the last week. So we'll certainly bring that up and discuss a little bit of that. And then we're going to get into some global soccer and some U.S. soccer as well, all coming up right here on Fleet and Footy as we take a quick break right here on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers. And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Imagine a brokerage platform that gives agents the flexibility to move between comp plans so that they can spend their entire career in one place while earning stock and recruiting other agents. And imagine the entire enterprise is created and backed by a proven industry innovator. Now imagine this platform already exists. Imagine you own this platform. Imagine how large you can grow. How much revenue share you can earn. Just imagine.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jacks 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jacks, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget, the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jacks Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjacks.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
2024 provided plenty of memorable moments for the Jacksonville Armada on the pitch, including another conference championship game appearance for Tommy Krasanovich's under-23 men's team. Debuting this year for the first time, the girls in blue as the Armada fielded a women's under-23 side in the WPSL and made its presence known with some highlight moments.
Potential goal of the season!
Then attention turned to the future, with MLS Next teams representing the Armada badge in 3 age divisions this fall, including an under-19 squad ranking among the best in the state. Those teams are a big focus on Fleet and Footy, covering the big soccer stories each week on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things Footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
The empty lots behind me, just off of A. Philip Randolph Boulevard, north of the fairgrounds downtown, will soon become home to the Jacksonville Armada Soccer Stadium, which will have at least 2,500 seats.
As an advocate for Jacksonville's historic East Side, Suzanne Pickett wants to make sure any new development includes the community and the people out east.
Our goal is to make space for new residents and new developments, but also making space and building economic vitality for the current community as well.
Pickett is the CEO of the historic East Side Community Development Corporation, and they've been working with the Jacksonville Armada for years about the possibility of a soccer stadium.
Our commercial corridor runs right into the sports entertainment district.
And now the plans for the Jacksonville Armada Soccer Stadium are coming to life.
We are very excited that it's a done deal, I think, now that they have the land and they're going to start the development.
On December 20th, the team finalized a deal with the city of Jacksonville for nearly 6 acres of land for $1. The lots that were purchased are along Grant, Van Buren, Albert, and Georgia streets. Along with the stadium, there will be 25,000 feet of office space, and that area will be used as a co-working space for businesses 7 days a week. The city sent us a statement on this that reads in part, quote, "The city of Jacksonville is excited to see the game of soccer grow here and proud to play a part in making the Armada's new stadium happen."
According to a deed that was filed with the Duval County Court, construction is expected to be completed in September of 2026. For local coverage you can count on, Alexis Clevenger, Action News Jacks.
Yeah, attaboy. Way to throw the
good.
transition in there, Hambo. Atta baby. We love to see it. All right. Well, that's the latest report. Alexis Clevenger from the news side of our building filing that report. And I think it was really cool that she was out there and talking to the historic East Side folks, because that is such an integral part of the stadium project and of developing that identity for the Armada in that part of town. And really, having this land issue finalized. We know there's been lots of delays. We know it's taken a little while, and obviously everybody wants it now. They want to get it done right this second, and let's move it forward. But I think that being able to get everything done the right way, to sort out what inevitably always happens in anything of this sort, is it takes time. You got hurdles you got to clear. You've got things you need to get done in order to make it happen. And look, before you know it, a shovel will be in the ground on this very spot you're looking at right here from high above. Shout out to the Action News Jack Sky Vision drone for providing us these fine looks from high above.
Like you just mentioned, I think the huge part of that is the East Side community. I mean, Suzanne specifically, we've been talking to Miss Pickett for years about the stadium, for years about wanting to be in the East Side community, and for years about wanting to develop and be the next step in the process of revitalizing that historic neighborhood. It's the oldest historic black neighborhood in Jacksonville, and I got to learn a lot about it during Black History Month last year. We did a whole YouTube video. You can check that out on our YouTube channel, Jack's Armada FC. And it was just a pleasure being able to have her guide me around the downtown corridor and see how excited she was about the potential of the stadium coming and just bringing some more movement into the area. Like you just mentioned, it's so integral to be in every asset and facet of the East Side community that the MLS Go program we are doing in the East Side community. We'll actually have those numbers out pretty soon for you on the amount of money that Section 904 raised. And
I can tell you right now, it's almost $500 they raised at our season-ending party, and that's just awesome. I know that there's a ton of Section 904s in the chat right now. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody who's supported this team for a decade now, but more recently, helping raise money for this MLS Go program. And, that's going to help the youth in the East Side neighborhood to be able to learn and love the sport of soccer, which is just amazing.
All those residents in the East Side area code have their access to MLS Go completely free, provided for us not only by Section 4 but by the Armada. Ruby Beach, we have a huge shout out to Ruby Beach, who also contributed a ton during that holiday party. The news actually dropped, as you can tell in that news report, December 20th. That was the same day as the holiday party. So there was a lot of emotions flying internally in the front office end. So we were really happy with how everything went. But shout out to Section 904. And we actually had a really awesome donation. I'm going to have to shout out the guy's name. I'm going to have to get it from you. But over $250 went to Mishak Jerome and his family that the jersey was auctioned off for. So we were really happy and grateful that we were able to do something like that for Mishak, a true Armada legend.
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar with Mishak's story, obviously played here for the Armada, was a big part of our teams back in the NASL days. Moved on to go play for some other sports or other teams as well, and then just had a bad accident at their home and incurred a whole lot of medical expenses. He and his family it was very bad for a little while there, and I know the soccer community, the Armada community, has done a great job in helping to lift him back up and to try and help out with that. And like you said, they auctioned off one of his old jerseys there at the season-ending party. So that was very cool to see, and we appreciate all that support when it comes to helping out our former Armada players and helping out the community here in Northeast Florida. That's always been a big part of what Section 904 does. So shout out to everybody in the chat. I know everybody out there, our Section 904s are all in there, are enjoying and throwing random things out there. Thank you, Daniel, for that. We'll just move right along, shall we? All right, Lou, we're gonna talk about 2025 MLS talk here. We got some transfers that you want to go through. Jason, I know you have the video because we showed it off the top of the show. Here we go.
Eric Choupo-Moting used to play at Bayern, all around Europe, now going to Red Bulls, Eastern Conference champions. Facu Torres going to Palmeiras in Brazil, record transfer fee for Orlando. Leo Campana moving in league to New England for $2.5 million. Fafa Picault, an ASL legend, Strikers and Rowdy's former player, going back home to play in Miami. Who's next? James Sands going on loan.
Hamby's trying to save you
to
here.
FC Pauli. Thank you, Hamby.
He's trying to pause the video that you edited so quickly together.
Really quick.
He's doing you a solid by pausing the video and allowing me to jump in and talk so that you could talk about these different guys. Go on. Carry
James
on.
Sands on loan to FC Pauli, 23 years old, still got a bright future ahead of him. We'll see how he does. U.S. men's national team. Brandon Vasquez going to Austin FC from Monterrey. Will be really interesting. Spend a lot of money on him.
I like the way you say that. It doesn't sound as good when I talk about the cheese, just Monterey cheese. Say it again.
Monterrey.
Okay, that's good. I like it. Go on.
Diego Gomez going from Inter Miami to Brighton. This one was set in stone a couple months ago, but is a huge, massive deal. Almost 16, rises almost to $18 million in add-ons after fees and such.
And they got a bird in their logo, which is cool.
Jesus Ferreira,
like
moving in league from FC Dallas, has been there for his whole career. Going to Seattle. Seattle has now locked up all of their 3 DPs, one of them being Jordan Morris, the other Albert Rusnak. So an interesting trio of DPs. I don't think it'll work out very well in the Pacific Northwest for them this season. Alan Pulido going to Guadalajara Chivas. That's who that is. Been in MLS for a while. He's 33 now, looking to get that bag and maybe retire back home in Mexico. Played very well. And this guy, I need to pull up his name so I do not mispronounce it, because this is the guy I really want to touch on, who got signed by Bayern Munich. His name is Bajung Darboe. He was born in the Gambia, but now plays for the U.S. in under 17s. He has appearances for, so we can still cap tie him. He can still go to the Zambia if he really wanted to. But he has played his professional football in MLS Next Pro. He's played for the Philadelphia Union 2 and LAFC 2. Now getting signed by Bayern Munich for a fee of $2.5 million. I mean, we talked about it a couple times, but the looks that MLS Next Pro is getting from a league that's not the top flight in its country is, I think, on level, to some of the better leagues around the world. You're now seeing it where these guys are being just developed and sold almost immediately right away. So these clubs are able to generate revenue and have these sell-on clauses and different aspects of it, but they can always get to say, hey, we developed that guy. Hey, that's our player. So I just had to shout that one out just to see. He also played in MLS Next for Philly Union. So like that pyramid that we talked about, you can climb that pyramid internally in MLS, and you can go all the way to that MLS team or maybe even make that jump all the way to a top 5 league like Mr. Darboe. So it's been really cool to see the development of the league, how quick it's been, because it has had to evolve in such a short period of time. But now you've seen faces from MLS Next Pro all over the globe.
I feel like a lot of that has to do with maybe the age of the MLS, with some of those players maybe skews a little older in that MLS league, and so these teams, that they have these rights to players, they're developing these players, but where do you put them, right? You put them in that MLS Next Pro level, and not only are they getting noticed and picked up by these major teams like this, but you also get the chance to develop and get those reps and get out there and get a chance to play. So really cool that the future professional squad for the Jacksonville Armada is going to be in that league, that MLS Next Pro league, and that is what you have to look forward to once we get those shovels in the ground in the stadium and get that league cranked up and rocking and rolling as we kind of work on our own pyramid here locally in Northeast Florida, as the Jacksonville Armada have certainly done. All right, Lou, you and I, we're going to go at it now. Our next story in the rundown that we have to talk about has to do with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Okay. For those who don't know, the Presidential Medal of Freedom was just awarded by Joe Biden to nearly 20 individuals last week. And basically, this is an award that presidents are able to hand out. It usually happens at the end of a year. It's the highest non-military honor a civilian can receive in the United States.
Yep.
You see Magic Johnson.
There's Magic
Johnson receiving the award.
But you know who else then?
Why?
This guy.
Pray tell. Is Lionel Messi.
That's him receiving his 7th Ballon d'Or. It's a
that's
different
not
award.
it. He's perfectly able to win the Ballon d'Or because that's awarded to the best soccer player on the planet. Why is he winning the Presidential Medal of Freeman? Lou, you give me the 4. Give me the pro. Give me the why.
Okay, let me preface this by saying that there's a lot of different reasons. The White House even puts their reasoning out for why they picked certain people. I'll read you the quote from the White House. Lionel Messi is the most decorated player in the history of professional soccer. He supports healthcare and education programs for children around the world through the Leo Messi Foundation and serves as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. So obviously there's different reasons for the different, Magic Johnson has, I think, another foundation where he helps, is a successful entrepreneur and philanthropist who supports underdeserved communities through his Magic Johnson Foundation. So there's different reasons on why these different people were there. You also had former First Lady Hillary Clinton there.
Look, I know all the deserving.
Bono was there.
I know all the deserving candidates that received the award.
Bono?
I understand the reasoning behind a lot of these folks.
Like, it says why. Bono, it says why. I thought that was a weird one.
If the city of Miami wants to give Lionel Messi the key to the city, good.
Yeah.
I get it. He has made a huge impact on the city of Miami. If UNICEF, as you mentioned, one of the programs that has benefited from his philanthropy.
Yes.
They want to give him an award. Sure.
Okay.
Have at it. FIFA, UEFA, any of these organizations that he has positively impacted for many, many years. He arrived in the United States a couple years ago. He just got here. Did
you catch Messi Mania, though, when he came over?
He just got here.
I caught some Messi Mania. I know that for sure.
I know you did. You went and bought season tickets, and you drive down to Fort Lauderdale to go see him play all the time.
So, but I don't. I
Fort
totally.
Miami. Is it Miami?
It's Fort Lauderdale.
It's in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
So he plays for Inter Fort Lauderdale, right?
Miami Freedom Stadium is going to be open next year.
Okay.
But yeah, I totally get it. Like, I get why you have some pushback from it, but I think this finally ends the Messi Ronaldo GOAT debate. I mean, you get the presidential basically blessing.
It was clearly such a huge award that he was definitely there to receive it, right?
Well, there was a schedule conflict. Obviously, this came up really late.
He wasn't even there.
He didn't even go?
His team put out he didn't go. No,
I think he might have been the only one of the group that wasn't there.
No. There was
a couple other no-shows.
There was other people who
don't give me the ones who were posthumously awarded it because they couldn't be there. They had family members there.
Yes, exactly.
Was George Soros there?
Yes, I think so.
In what world does he not show up to that?
If he had another
He had to take his cat to the vet.
I'd be, he's eating a Messi burger at a Hard Rock Hotel.
Had to go get his pants pressed.
He didn't even go. Like, come on.
I mean, you know.
You know what? I hope I get a major award in Argentina because I'm not showing up to receive it.
I think it's pretty cool. As in, you want to be a little bit like this way. As an Argentinian American, it's pretty cool to see that Messi, got a little bit of a, salutations from the president of the United States, and that's pretty cool. A little.
How many games, respectfully, do you think Joe Biden has watched of Lionel Messi in the MLS?
No, zero though.
Taking all politics out of this.
He might have watched the World Cup though. I think he saw Messi 2022. It was like, wow, look at that guy.
He did not. Come on, man. All right, chat popping in as well. We want to make DRV Pink Lockhart again.
That I agree.
Shout out to the old Lockhart Stadium.
Love Lockhart Stadium. Saw plenty of games there too back in the day.
Some of the saddest imagery I've ever seen of it being lost to nature a couple years.
Eaten alive.
I just don't get it, Lou. I'm not.
I'll see if I can ask him in a couple weeks when we're down there.
Okay. All right. You get that Fleet Footy exclusive with the GOAT. That's fine. Sure.
Some media access.
All right. Okay, let's move on. I just don't get it.
I know we had some debate before the show too. So
I told you to stop and save it for the show because I don't know. I don't know, man. I think Bill Nye was one of them this year.
Bill Nye was.
Yeah, shout out to Bill Nye, the science guy, who's been doing great things in America for years, and thus deserves the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I grew up on Bill.
We all did.
Bill.
That's why he gets an award. Okay. All right, let's talk about some top 5 leagues. You want to give a little mid-season review here. The MLS stuff is between seasons because they still are they going to stay on the spring fall forever?
Yeah, so
like that?
As of right now, that's what they're going to do. I know we talked about it a little bit before. I think there's going to be a vote on it, especially when they have the opportunity to transition it during the 2026 World Cup to make that a little bit easier. But the first weekend of MLS play is February 22nd to 23rd. Inter Miami kicks it off, of course. But then you got May 14th through 18th as rivalry week. Then they pause for the Club World Cup and Gold Cup, June 15th through 24th. You got the MLS All-Star Game, July 23rd. Leagues Cup, July 29th through 31st, which is another in-season tournament. And Decision Day, October 18th, which is, the final day of MLS games. So that's always a fun one to look forward to. But now let's talk about some top 5 leagues.
Yeah, it's a big day because then you decide who gets relegated, right, at the end of the year.
Decision day to go into playoffs, Stuart.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Come on now.
I hope we get there one day. I know the MLS is continuing to expand. I just love that promotion relegation side of things. That we can do a whole nother show on that. We're not going to get into.
We'll see one day. MLS Next Pro might be interesting. Charles Alchek put out there. I think there's a quote out there.
Well, yeah, within MLS Next Pro.
Yeah.
But like
you want a full pyramid.
You're not going to have. Yeah, you're not. It's.
We'll see. We'll see how we get there. I think we might get there slowly but surely.
I think you start by getting to the point where if you get 40 MLS teams, you can do 2 leagues of 20 and have them have to go back and forth between the two. But then, you'd need the crossover. You'd need some extra friend. I don't know. There's a lot that goes into it.
We're playing more games than ever now. And it's crazy to me that we're still playing games. That FA Cup was yesterday. Spurs, or not the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup was yesterday. And now we're talking about the Premier League. Liverpool sitting at the top of the table. Arsenal second. And the surprise, which I really want to talk about, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
About an absolute tear this year. Chelsea 4th. Newcastle rounding out that last European spot in 5th. And Man City outside looking in at that 6th. So really, really interesting to see how that'll shake out at the end of the season. Nottingham Forest. Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton right now at the bottom.
Feel for Southampton. That's where my golf club. I don't like that they're in the relegation zone right now. Is that a different Southampton?
No, that's Southampton.
Same one?
Yeah.
The one I golf at?
I think so. It's
Okay.
got to be.
Gotta be
There's only
the
one
same.
Southampton.
Got to be
over
the same one, right?
The one that I'm sad to see down there is Leicester City. You know,
Yeah.
I think we all know the Leicester City story. So hopefully
it was
they
a
don't
great
get
story.
relegated. Jamie Vardy's still on that team, still scoring goals, popping up every once in a while. Moving on to La Liga now.
By the way, quickly, a shout out
No
to
problem.
Fulham. Got to give Fulham a shout out.
Of course.
And we'll talk,
talk
about
some
a Fulham.
Fulham.
We'll talk some Fulham in a second here. But of course, that is Shad Khan's other team, and they're doing well this year, up at 9th in the table.
They are.
So shout out to Fulham.
They're our pseudo Jacksonville team.
I mean, as much as as much as we have, if we have one.
They had a Visit Florida sponsor a couple years ago on their jersey. That was a great one.
I will say
love
lots
that.
of these teams have Florida sponsorships.
Oh yeah, who has?
You mentioned Brighton and Hove Albion.
Yes.
They have Experience Kissimmee on the sleeve.
Yep.
Who also sponsors the Jacksonville Jaguars. So cool stuff there. All right, sorry, go on. Other leagues.
No, La Liga. I mean,
I've heard of that.
Kind of the top three usual top
Sure.
three. Real Madrid #1, Atletico 2, Barcelona 3, Athletic Club Bilbao 4, Villarreal 5, and Mallorca, who is, I guess, the surprise team you could say there. Valencia, who's had a terrible couple of seasons. This might just be the season where they can't escape in those last couple of weeks. They've been skirting around a lot of financial issues and relegations over the past couple of years. A historic Spanish club, you would hate to see them go down. And Sevilla lagging in 14th, which is really surprising.
Shout out Rayo Vallecano.
ROKC.
Used to play against one of their buddies in Rayo OKC.
Rayo Vallecano just released, oh my God, James Rodriguez. So that's another name that you could, potentially see come over and cross the pond into MLS. I think he would be a perfect fit at Orlando, personally. Or, I guess you could make it Latin Central even more down in Miami. You want to throw him at the 10, Inter Miami. But I think he would go perfect in Orlando, maybe in New York. There's definitely a couple markets where I think he could fit well. Serie A. We'll talk about some Serie A a little bit later today in regards to Christian Pulisic. But Napoli bringing up the front. Atalanta, not to be confused with Atlanta.
It's not the same. That's not the same one.
Not the same.
Okay.
Inter Milan, the fake Inter.
You just.
I was waiting for a face there.
You're just out here doing it all.
Lazio 4th. Juve, who's kind of the fallen giant. They've been trying to get back into the swing of things these last few seasons.
Let's talk Christian since we got the video up here of him. Well, we'll take a little pause in your mid-season review.
AC Milan defeats Inter Milan in the Milan derby. This game actually took place. Can you guess from that ad board?
I didn't see the ad board.
Not in Italy. The
game wasn't in Italy?
Yeah, this is a big controversy. We could touch on this too. The game was
I like talking about the controversy.
Saudi Arabia. The semifinals and finals were in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. There was a lot of contention over this, but Serie A is one of those leagues that is leaking money right now. Just like Ligue 1, they couldn't get their TV contract together last couple of years. La Liga, now you're seeing doing these games over the United States, trying to test it out, and obviously, you're going to get a big payout from one of the Gulf states. So, Serie A decided to move.
You mean like Alabama and Louisiana?
Yes.
Oh, different.
The Gulf Coast Conference.
Different Gulf. Sorry, go on.
And so you had the final over there, and Italy ended up coming down to AC Milan and Inter. Pulisic was an integral part of the semifinal. Got a goal and an assist in the semifinal, and in the final, got a goal and a hockey assist, or an MLS assist, because MLS likes to count those too. A beautiful threaded pass for the third goal, and Pulisic just keeps scoring in Italy.
He's been playing really well.
Putting his stamp on that country, so it's exciting to see him take form right before this 2026 World Cup that I think everyone's holding their breath for some kind of, positive result. So Pulisic killing it right now.
By the way, shout out to the chat pointing out that they have some Armada stickers in the Rayo neighborhood out there in Spain. Rayo Vallecano.
Oh,
just
nice.
I'm going to try it. Vallecas.
Vallecas.
I don't know. You look at it. Tell me, how do you say it?
Vallecas. You see the double L is like my last name.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that was good. Double L make a Y in Spanish.
So I shouldn't say Llerandi. I should say Llerandi.
Llerandi.
I'm just going to say Llerandi. I know. I'm not trying it.
Oh, that's great.
It's easier to say Llerandi. especially here, Northeast Florida.
Llerandi.
You're Louis Llerandi.
Believe me, I know.
We're going to do it that way. Okay, do you have any other leagues you wanted to talk about?
Yeah,
the Dutch league?
Yeah, Bundesliga.
No, that's the wrong one.
Bundesliga.
Eredivisie. Let's go. Let's talk Dutch.
Sure, if you want to. You guys
go ahead.
No, I don't have
Talk
them
about
up.
Munich and Leverkusen. Come on.
Munich up top, Leverkusen in second,
I've never seen that
Frankfurt, RB Leipzig, Mainz, Dortmund. That's the top 6. Bayern looking like they're going to recapture the league back from Leverkusen. They've been strong this year. Harry Kane with 14 goals on the season, been killing it. Will he ever win that elusive trophy? Maybe, maybe not.
Really think Leverkusen has to step it up from last year. I mean, unbelievable. 6 draws. What was that? Come on.
No losses.
The undefeated season last year is crazy.
It's hard to round up.
How do you follow that
exactly?
up? You don't.
And in Ligue 1, can you guess who's in first?
Yes, which is why we shouldn't even talk about it. How is it a top league if nobody even challenges PSG?
I think some
who's also
Portuguese
undefeated
teams would
right
have
now.
a really good time in Ligue 1. I think you would see a Portuguese team do really well in Ligue 1, which is considered the 6th best league, I think.
Can you name the top 2 teams in the Eredivisie without looking? Should be easy.
I would assume Ajax and Feyenoord.
No, Ajax and PSV.
Oh, okay.
PSV Eindhoven.
Okay. That makes sense.
Shout out to
what
the
about
Dutch.
Go Ahead Eagles? Isn't that a team?
They're in 7th.
Oh, I love that name. It's a great name.
Right now, I'm taking a look at the
Go
table
Ahead
myself. You got
Eagles.
FC Groningen. You want to do some Dutch accents?
No,
I can roll some of those in there
that.
for you. What?
I can't do the Dutch. Groningen?
Groningen.
No.
You just got to roll those G's in there.
Okay. I can roll the L's.
Like my mom's name is Geradina. You got to. Yeah, you can't even do it. It's fine. All right,
it's
so
a
there you
different
go.
kind of rolling of the tongue.
Yeah. All right, one last thing before we jump into a break here. We'll go back to Fulham, go back to talking about the Prem, and Anthony Robinson. Go.
Fulham.
Yeah.
For the Prem, he's been on a tear right now for them.
Go.
He's been linked to a move away from Fulham,
Don't
actually.
be like that. Don't.
Liverpool, Man United, some teams out there for him. He had a great year with the U.S. men's team, but not only that, with Fulham, I think that's what got him this award. Christian Pulisic has been the last award winner the last couple times here. So it's nice to see it.
Say the award, yeah.
What is it? U.S.
Men's Soccer Player of the Year.
Soccer Player of the Year.
We're burying the lead here. We got to get that out there. You got to.
U.S. Men's Soccer Player of the Year. They haven't announced the women yet, which I did look into. So maybe we'll have that for you pretty soon. But Antoine Robinson, we'll see if he gets that big money move away. He's been one of the better U.S. men's national team players throughout the last couple seasons or years. So excited to see what his future holds.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Fun to be able to take a look globally. You may notice, let me point in the right direction here. Yeah, there. Footy, an important part. Why are you looking up? I'm doing it on the screen.
I know, but I was like, what is he pointing at?
All right, stay with me here, Lou. We do like to talk a little global soccer as well, and to chat a little bit about that, in addition to our Jacksonville Armada chat here on the program. All right, we're going to take a quick break here, and then we're headed for home. We've got some major international soccer news to talk about from down at the House of Mouse, down in Central Florida. And then, of course, you got your weird soccer story of the week. And Lou is really excited about this one.
I am. I sent this one to you early.
You've been buzzing all week.
Ooh, I love it.
And that's coming up right here on Fleet and Footy as you just love that video today, Hamby, don't you?
He likes Choupo-Moting. It'll be a good signing for the Red Bulls.
Got nice hair.
See?
Hamby knows.
Yeah.
Hamby knows.
All right. We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back here on Fleet and Footy.
Ancla Dorada. The official bear of your Jacksonville Armada.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7. People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
This is Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by Alive Credit Union.
And to bring the first ever league championship to the city of Orlando. That's why I want you to hear from me first.
There you go, the big news of the day. Marta pulling the okie doke on us.
I saw this.
That had everything, all the makings of a retirement announcement.
They posted late last night, Marta's announcement tomorrow, 11 a.m., the Pride did, and the 38-year-old comes out and fools us all. She's renewing until 2026, which I think is awesome.
So not just coming back for 1 year, but 2 more years.
2 more years. She's been an absolute legend of the game. I mean, not just for the Pride, but the game in general. So it's nice to see her familiar face sticking around in the world of women's soccer, especially here stateside and especially a couple hours down the road. I mean, Pride games are so much fun to watch. So if you do get a chance to go down there and support women's soccer, please do, because it's a really fun watch, and they got some really good players. They got some local players.
Mm-hmm. We interviewed Carson Pickett, of course. Not too long ago, and Morgan Galtrat as well from St. Simon's Island. So those are 2 local players who play for the Orlando Pride. So very cool stuff. Yeah. I mean, yeah, one of the greatest women's soccer players of all time. Now, did she say that she was done with Brazil, right?
Yeah, I think
her
she's international from Brazil.
International career.
But I mean, couldn't you see her just popping her head back in one more time? I definitely could. So it's nice to see Marta back. The women with the, or man with the most goals in World Cups, most goals for Brazil. So it's awesome to see her, a legend, sticking around a little bit longer.
All right, very cool. Shout out to Marta. Not just the train system in Atlanta, but
Marta,
also one of the greatest soccer players on the planet.
Good joke, Stuart.
That's what I'm here for.
I love a public transit joke. That's great.
It's
right up my alley.
Yeah, I'll get you better at them, but it'll take some training.
Oh, Hey, this guy. He's on a roll.
Who let me in here? Unbelievable. All right. So that's your Marta talk. Shout out to Marta. Pretty cool. Exciting stuff. We have one more thing to get to on our program here, Fleet and Footy. We do it each and every week. And Lou, you spend literal days a week. I mean, probably two full days of your week are spent trying to find the weird soccer story of the week.
You would think that, but sometimes they kind of just fall into my lap. This one just popped up on my Twitter feed, and I dug a little bit more into it. So this starts out kind of a wacky soccer story in general. India women's national team is playing the Maldives women's national team.
All right, here we are.
In a game. Halftime score is 7-0, full-time score 14-0. That's not the weird part. The weird part is
this linesman is having a tough time.
Yep, the weird part is going on in the field right now is you can see the linesman trying to swat some bees away from himself. Here he is. I mean, just with the flag and everything. The video is absolutely hilarious. They end up pausing the match.
Okay, so they paused the match.
For 15 minutes. Everyone removed themselves from the field. This is my favorite shot.
I saw the bee flying around by his head. Why is he still there?
You think it's the yellow on his shirt that's I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
It's got to be, right?
It's absolutely the yellow jersey because, the bee is looking for a flower, a bright flower, because that's what it flies to.
It's a bright little flower. God, I love that.
Why is he laying on the ground?
I guess stop, drop, and roll, kind of a thing. If you can't move, the bees can't see you, kind of a thing.
No, that's dinosaurs. That's T-Rexes.
Okay, I'll keep that one in my back pocket.
It's the T-Rex. It's a well-known fact that if you don't move, the T-Rex.
Jurassic Park. I've seen it a few times.
Wait, guys, what about this? We have another person laying down at the start of this video. What's that person doing?
In the background.
I didn't even notice that.
That's probably one of the ball boys.
I didn't even notice that, Jason. I didn't even notice. That is great.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely one of the ball boys there.
He's trying to hide.
Taking cover. Now, but he's not wearing a bright yellow shirt, so he's fine. He's got no problem over there. They did resume the match.
They did. Final score, like I mentioned, 14-0. But
2 touchdowns.
It's honestly great to see that you're seeing women's soccer in the Maldives of all countries of the world. I thought that was also another interesting little tidbit there. I think their men's side is one of the lowest rated in FIFA rankings, if you want to double check that for me. But it's cool to see women's soccer growing globally. And honestly, you've seen the Indian men's team not have very much success, but I could really see India as a women's footballing powerhouse nation in the next couple decades just because of that population size and the infrastructure they're starting to build over there with soccer.
Okay, we will certainly keep an eye on that. By the way, want me to tie women's soccer in the Maldives to the Armada?
Please.
Let's do it. So when I think of that, and you're talking about these small island nations, getting that chance to build the game, it makes me think of Next Goal Wins, with the story of Thomas Rongen, the Dutch manager who went to American Samoa and was able to get them that goal. Of course, Thomas Rongen, after coaching at American Samoa, you know where he coached?
I do not.
The Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Oh, came
in the NASL when they played against the Jacksonville Armada.
With former West Ham star Joe Cole was on that team, which is also pretty interesting. The NASL, honestly, such a I know we mentioned all the time, such a fun, random, weird league. If you guys ever get the time to look into that league, please do. You can spend hours researching on Wikipedia and seeing the different names randomly pop up, and it's awesome.
Chat chiming in about mosquitoes as opposed to bees here in Florida. The state bird. Florida, by the way, is trying to change the state bird
to
the flamingo.
Ooh.
Right now,
I like that.
What was it? It's a mockingbird right now, the northern mockingbird. The problem, we do have mockingbirds in Florida, but like 5 other states also have the mockingbird as their
unoriginal. Let's be original, Florida. Come on.
Yeah.
The flamingo.
So flamingo.
They know Joe Cole. I know that Section 904 probably gave him some heat.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they were very much in his ear.
Thanks for the interaction, Section 904 today. It's been great. I know we asked for it a little bit at the Christmas party, and this is what I've been wanting to see, is just that chat go live and really pop off. It's been great to see the reception that we've been getting, creating the show over the past couple weeks, and I feel like I get compliments all the time on how well you and I work together. So I'm really happy and excited about the future of the show.
I like it. By the way, we got homework, by the way. You've got your homework. Sign up for those airline programs. Section 904, some homework for you guys as well. Send me some pictures of your scarf displays, your soccer displays at your homes. We want to try and feature one a week moving forward. So if you're listening right now, go take a picture of it. I've got mine. I'll share it on social media, and then you can just reply to that on the X here in just a little bit. But for now, we're done. We're done here on Fleet and Footy. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Big thanks to Big Lou, as well as Hambone back there. You want to show that MLS video one more time? No, I'm kidding. All right, we're done. Have a good night, everyone. All right, bye.